What's up, everybody? Disco Demonic Hydrophonic. I'm making this video because tonight is the last night of the 72 day convocation that I've been doing for the past 72 days, and they are with the aspects of the angelic aspects of Shemha Meforash and the demonic aspect of the Goetia. My gnosis has told me that they are actually the same entity, but different aspects of the same entity. If you don't agree with that, that's totally cool. This is what my gnosis has told me. They told me over and over again. I made a video about this, so it was very interesting. That video blew my mind. You know, I mean, not the video, the revelations that I received blew my mind. Anyways, so I actually learned a lot from this, man. Last night was pretty fucking wild. Last night was the Dantalians, and I forgot the name of the angelic aspect. I don't really work with angelic aspects, so. But I'm more familiar with the demonic aspects, and so I've worked with Dantalian before. At that time, I was pretty early in my my rewalk, because I have started my walk a long time ago, stopped for a long time, and then whenever I got sick, I just dove deep into the occult. And that's when I started doing all this stuff again. I worked with him when I just took the first, when I started diving back in. And I didn't really get anything at that time. I guess I wasn't ready. Last night was different. I saw a... Okay, so this has to go back. When I first started working with Marbus, I had this little flashlight. It's like a little you tighten it up and it lights up, and then you unscrew it and then it turns off, right? So I had this little flashlight that I had put when I first started doing all this stuff, and then I put it on my counter somewhere over here, and I put it to where, like, if you tighten it like a half a turn, like it's just a small turn, it will turn on. And so I announced out into, you know, just into the room. I said, if there's any entities that ever show up, let me know that you're here by turning the light on. And nothing happened. Nothing happened for a long time. And then I was still doing all my stuff, you know, working with Lucifer and things like that. Lucifer showed me he was there in other ways. And then one night, when I started working with Marbus, it was maybe I don't remember what night it was, but I started working with Marbus because, you know, my sickness and everything. And Marbus is really, really a great healer. And so I was just sitting there reading, man, and all of a sudden the light comes on. And I was just like, what the fuck, dude? And it was just like out of nowhere. And it was like all really the verification that I needed. And after that, the light in my restroom it's like flickering now. Like it always does this. It just flickers on and off all the time. But only when I turn it on. So it's like a light fixture thing. But it happened immediately when I started working with Marbus and in relation to the flashlight. So I've always attributed it to Marbus. So last night, I was in the restroom and I was chilling. And then whenever I was to my left, I saw balls of electricity. They were spheres. They were orbs, but they weren't orbs as in like spiritual entities orbs, right? They were just like orbs of electrical current, and then it started like this, like boom, 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 and then the lights fucking flickered again. And whenever I go into the restroom, I'm so used to this happening, I kind of push up on it and make sure it's like good and taut, so I don't, so that doesn't happen like while I'm in the restroom. And so for that to happen at that time was pretty crazy, and it was pretty cool. And I actually saw out of my peripheral, I saw the lights, the orbs, the globes. And so that was pretty fucking awesome. I've had, instances where in my room I'm always seeing, I see orbs as an entity's orbs. I see them like all the time. Sometimes they're more prevalent than others. Things have always kind of just... energies have been around more now, you know, and which is great. Whenever I'm done with my rituals, I never banish or dismiss the entities. I always invite them to stay as long as they'd like. I never banish any energies that I call forth, like clefothic energy or anything at all. I always, and everything is welcome to stay here as long as it wishes or they wish. You know, I enjoy that energy. Yeah, I've had so many things happen. It's been crazy. Like in these past 72 days, I've grown so much magically than I have in a long time. And so it's been pretty cool. It's been pretty profound. My relationship with Santa Muerte has improved. Uh, I've learned a couple of things from like watching. Always watch videos. I always watch videos. You never know what you're gonna learn from a video. Like it doesn't. And even if you know everything they're talking about, I still watch the video because there might be some little thing that you haven't even tried that is a really good idea. Like one of the things that I learned yesterday, I was watching a video from uh, Teala Petrova, right? I'm sure a lot of you guys know her, and she was talking about when you connect with Amon, right? Like the ways to connect with him, and she has a video out there on how to do it. I think it's a Valentine's Day thing. It's not the live ritual. She explains the what she's gonna do, and so she talks about like whenever you go into spirit, like I've talked about before, like you go into spirit, and then another way to connect is you go into the astral. You ask the entity to take you to the astral, and you walk through a door or something like that. And I've learned this like when I've done Reiki, like meditations. You go through doors, you go through doorways and pathways and stuff like that. So I was like, I never thought to apply this to my rituals, right? So I thought that was pretty cool, and so I did that, and then I in this energy space that I was in, I gathered the energy, put it within myself, came back to the ritual, drew forth the energy, and used the energy to present for the ritual itself. Right. Also, reminded me of another technique that I have actually used in the past that I haven't used in a long time, is you can create energy balls and like program them to do certain things. Like so, what I would do, and I would experiment with this. I would create a chi ball or an energy ball, and then what I would do is after I would create it, I would program it as in like say what I wanted it to accomplish. Now, let's say if I wanted people to pay attention to me or ignore me, or I wanted to chicks to see me as more handsome, and I did the one where like the girls would be more attracted to me, just randomly, and then after that I put it on top of my head, almost like a hat, right? And I know this sounds fucking retarded, but it's like you put it on top of your head and you just let the energy be there after you program it and charge it, and throughout the day I had more attention from chicks, and I was like, hey, that's pretty cool, man. So you can use it for all kinds of stuff, and it was pretty rad. So this was kind of like a take on that, which I thought was pretty awesome. So I applied this, and I got some pretty good results. That's whenever I saw the electrical ball and stuff like that. Sorry about that. And so, man, I've had some very interesting things. I'm going to go over all these things that I've learned, but I've been so busy with doing the convocations that I haven't been making videos, and so like I'm going to start making more videos here, but I'm really into the ritual. I have the sigils here. The sigils here are different from the traditional sigils. I'm not going to show them to you because they were created by someone else. It's not my property, so I can't put it out there like it's, I don't know what I'm sure they're going to make like a book out of it or something. So I'm not going to put the information out there and like, undermine their work, basically. And also that kind of leads me into something else. I think a lot of people, I've heard a lot of people accuse people of stealing, like in the occult, which I know there is stealing that happens. That's obviously, that's something that happens. However, I feel that a lot of people don't understand that maybe a lot of people in the occults, like the occult is their education. So maybe a lot of, or some people didn't go to college and never took an English Comp 1 class and don't understand that if you use somebody else's information and then you quote your sources, it's not stealing. Like if I have a chant that I use and then I tell you the chant and I tell you where I got it from, like at the end of most web pages, at the end, or in every format it's a little different, like books is different. If you have to quote your sources. And if you quote your sources, it's not stealing. So at the bottom of the web page, if you see them using other people's stuff, and then at the end they quote their sources, they did not steal the information. Only if they say that it's theirs when it's not really theirs is when they're stealing. And so I've seen a couple people say stuff like that, and so I just kind of wanted to maybe clear that up for a couple of people, and for people who don't know in the future. Yeah, man, if you're using somebody's information, just quote your sources. Say where you got the information from, and it's totally cool. That way, it's like I said, it's totally cool. So yeah, so I also wanted to talk about. This video is getting long, so I'm gonna make another video right after this about the avatar thing, because I've been saying I'm gonna do it and I haven't done it, and I feel kind of bad, so I'm gonna do that right now.